This time of year is perfect for some ghostly adventures. Ah! God! Get out of here, Pac-Man! We don't want you here. Yes, today I'm reviewing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. The 3DS version of the game released in 2013 under the title Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. That was the case here in the US at least. For some reason Nintendo gave us a different name. I guess it's like the Angry Kirby thing? They thought it looked cooler for Americans, so they changed it for us. Well, now they decided that was dumb, so we now have its proper title here. Fun fact, Luigi's Mansion 3 was a working title when it was announced. Perhaps they were going to go with Luigi's Mansion Last Resort or something as the title. Anyway, let's jump into this game, because I have quite a bit to say. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is... well, it's not great, but it's also not terrible. It's kinda complicated. This game is regarded by most fans to be the worst in the series, but why? Surely it evolved from the first game and made it even better, but it didn't. Not much anyway. In my opinion, they did make the controls way better in this game. I could never get a hold of the first game's controls. They make catching ghosts super annoying in that game, and that's why I've never really played much of it. But in its sequel, it's actually pretty fun to catch ghosts. In fact, the parts where you go up against a lot of them are my favorite parts of the game. Though those parts are fleeting, because there are only a few moments where that really happens in this game. Most of this game is extremely easy, with them only throwing 3 or 4 ghosts at you at a time. In this game, you get the Poltergust 5000, which has a couple of new features that make it better than the first game's Poltergust. First, there's the Stroll Bulb, which you use to flash ghosts so you can catch them. While sucking up the ghosts, you fill up this power gauge. Press A when you fill up a bar, and you'll do some extra damage to the ghost. In the first game, you'd need to just point the flashlight at the ghost you're trying to catch, and then suck them up real quick, but in my experience, it didn't work half the time. I know I'm bad at the game, but still, it was not easy to control at all. This is also used to flash these green panels, which is used to open or activate a variety of things, such as doors, safes, and other random objects. Another new addition to this game is the Dark Light device. This is used to reveal hidden objects and booze. You just shine it at the hidden object and then suck some balls, and there it is! This is also used to get stuff from paintings, like coins, keys, and even toads. I'm free! So overall, the mechanics in this game are good. Before we move on, please make sure to subscribe for more videos in the future. So EGAD's lab is your main hub. I say hub in quotes because it's really just a menu. Here you can select between a few different things. The vault, where you can look at your collectibles, such as ghosts you've captured, coins, booze, and gems, more on those later. There's also the Scare Scraper, which is an online multiplayer mode where you team up with up to 3 other players to catch ghosts and make your way up the Scare Scraper. It's a fine mode. It's weird that it tries to make it both competitive and cooperative at the same time, but it's fun because it cuts out all the annoying EGAD stuff and just lets you play the game and have fun catching ghosts. Now let's actually jump into why people don't like this game. It's the mission structure. Here on this screen, you pick what mission you want to play, but oh wait! Before you can actually play the mission, you need to talk to EGAD for 5 minutes where he talks about the mission you're about to play, but the context for what the mission is about is in the mission thanks to cutscenes and such, so just skip all of his text. It usually does not matter at all. Well, we're in the mission now, let's play for 2 minutes, and oh my god, will you please shut up, EGAD! Throughout a 100% playthrough of this game, he calls you at least 77 times on this customized DS dubbed the Dual Scream. And there might be some calls I haven't seen. I'm not sure, because some of the calls are out of nowhere where he just calls you because you're taking too long or something. So that's one big thing. Another is just the fact that the mission-based structure really takes you out of the game. At the end of every mission, EGAD pulls you back to the lab, and then you have to select another mission to continue. You can never immerse yourself into anything in this game because of the constant calls and rips back to the lab. It's like just when you're really getting into it, the fun's over. Back to the lab with you. Another very negative thing about this game is the horrible amounts of obvious padding. You'll think you're finally going to progress with something, but then, oh no! Another group of ghosts took the thing you need and now you gotta go after them, or, oh no! The dog! That's it. the dog! Polterpup is the worst thing you will face in this game. He's just constantly annoying you by taking keys and other objects you need to move forward with the game. His only likable quality is that he's a dog, and with that, he's adorable. That is sad. I hate this dog. He is so much better in 3, though, because he's replaced by another nuisance you have to chase around multiple times. Also, the Polterpup missions are usually very short here, so at least you don't have to deal with them very much. Next, I'd like to quickly mention these lame collectibles. Gems. There are 13 hidden gems in every area, and if you manage to find them all in an area, you get a lame statue to stare at. That's it! It would have been so cool if the gems gave you some kind of cool cosmetic item. Maybe you collect all the gems in an area, and you get a new poltergust made out of those gems, and if you manage to get all of them in the game, you get a golden or maybe rainbow poltergust or something. That would have been so cool, and you could show it off in the Scare Scraper. I'm so disappointed they didn't do this. The next collectible are boos. There is one boo in every single level in this game besides most boss fights. If you get all of the boos in an area, you unlock an extra mission for that area. That mission is always just a ghost hunt. Run through and try to catch all the ghosts as fast as you can. These are fun, but sometimes they can be very annoying because where the ghosts spawn is kinda random. You could run to the furthest part of the area and then you'll have to go all the way back once ghosts decide to spawn at the entrance. The last collectible is obviously money. Money is quite important for a bit if you want to get all the upgrades. Yep, upgrades. You pay EGAD to upgrade his Poltergust! Anyway, there are 5 upgrades in this game. 4 of them just add to the power gauge and the dark light gauge. But the final one makes sucking up ghosts a lot faster than it already is, making the game much easier. That was a lot of negatives, so let's talk about something positive. The ghosts in this game are great. For one thing, I love their designs, and they're all super charming. One thing that sucks, though, is the names. Seriously. Greenie? Golden Greenie? I get that it's just a greenie that is gold, but at least call it Goldie or something. But anyways, the ghosts are always doing something fun or goofy in this game. I love them a lot. So that's all the gameplay stuff over with. How about the story of the game? The Dark Moon is destroyed, making the ghosts in Evershade Valley turn hostile. So EGAD calls upon Luigi to hunt down the ghosts and find all the pieces of the broken Dark Moon so peace in the valley can be restored. That's most of it. But what's weird is that the game tries to build up this huge reveal that King Boo is the villain behind everything when we clearly see him in the first 2 seconds of the game destroying the Dark Moon. So yeah, even the story is kind of a letdown. So my score for this game is a 4 out of 10. It's good in its own ways. The ghosts are charming, catching ghosts is pretty fun most of the time, but the flaws of this game are too overbearing. The structure of the game itself is a flaw, and for that reason, I just can't give it a higher score. In my opinion, it is worth playing, but at a $60 price tag, I cannot recommend the purchase of this game. It adds no new content, making it the same as its 2013 release. It's also just a lazy up-resed port. Metroid Prime Remastered is $40, and that was a huge overhaul from the original release. You compare that to this, and it's very hard to consider purchasing this a smart choice. If you can find this game for $30 or $40, I feel like that's a fair price and you should pick it up at that point. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think about this game? Am I wrong or am I right on my opinions? Let me know in the comments.